Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back. First week off home time. It's currently Wednesday, November something another. But today's video is gonna be kind of different. It's not really my weekly whatever or Melton review, which I am working on my 6-month review. I'm about 8 months in, so we're a little behind, but that's gonna be coming. But today's video is basically 5 tips from a rookie for other rookies. All right, and again, I don't know everything. I don't know a whole lot of things, right? But these are just some immediate things that I think of. You know, especially if you're brand new to the industry, like I was 8 months ago. The last 8 months have been nothing but a learning curve. Some lessons are steeper than others, but I got 5 things for you today. And we'll roll through them. They're not in any particular list of importance. Like number 1 is not the most important. It's just 5 random tips from a rookie for other rookies for OTR. I mean, if you're regional, local, some of these will help out. But anyway, that's what today's video is about. Let's get it. So, number 1 for this list is going to be learn your truck. All right, learn everything about it. You don't necessarily have to learn how to work on it, although I haven't done this, but something I should do. Especially if you have any ambition on being an owner operator, start learning everything you can about your truck. But what I primarily mean by this is learn what your angles of your truck look like from your driver's seat. So, for instance, if you're having to make a left-hand turn, right? Know, okay, my bumper, I can make, there's, say there's a, a curb that say it's a tighter turn, right? And you need to know where your wheels are, where your drives are, where your steers are. You need to know where your bumpers are, right? So learn what everything looks like from this seat, right? So if you're making a right-hand turn, you need to know, okay, cool, I can turn here and my driver's side bumper won't hit that car that is on that white line, right? For those that drive, the big white lines on the ground you're supposed to stop before. That's what I mean. Just learn what your truck looks like from your driver's seat, all right? A good way to do this, all right, I don't know what y'all's companies are like, but I know whenever I go to any of my terminals, and I'm bobtailing around, obviously I'm not going to put another truck out there or something that's going to damage my truck, but say there's something, I don't know, so for instance, last time I was in Tulsa, I grabbed some of my Dunnage, my 4x4s, and I laid them out like a curb, right? And so I would make these turns. I'd start learning, okay, this is what it looks like, and I'm not on a curb, I'm not on my wood, right? This is how close it is. It started giving me reference points, right? And that's the biggest key, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Learn your reference points from your driver's seat. Not only in front of you, but also to the sides, and then also your mirrors. All right, and I'll flip the camera around and kind of show you. So like when you're in the driver's seat, right? If I have to go up here, I'm saying I'm pulling out, making a left-hand turn right here, right? Like knowing where my bumpers are, right, up front, like knowing what that looks like from the driver's seat, right, and especially this one over here, because you can't, you really can't see anything. This one here, you can kind of, peek up a little bit, but knowing what these angles look like, and then really learning, I'll drive flatbed, but really learning, sorry if you can't, it's not focusing, but really learning what your truck and trailer look like in your mirrors, and just from the driver's seat in general. Right. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. Again, this is number one. Again, they're not in any particular order, just 5 random tips that the last 8 months, I'm still new. Well, please take this with a grain of salt too. There's way better advice out there on YouTube. This is just a video I've been wanting to do as a rookie for other rookie drivers. And again, it's not necessarily flatbed, but so number 2, and this is a big one. I actually didn't get mine until right before my home time, but get a CB radio and learn how to use it. All right, learn the lingo. All right, there's hey, there's a gator in the road. Well, what does that mean, Kep? It means somebody blew a tire and that tire is in the road. Or hey, there's a bear, mile marker, whatever. Hey, there's a bear at lollipop. Some people still use the term lollipop, which just means a mile marker. So there's various lingos. Hey, watch your back door, bear at your back door. It means there's a state trooper, law enforcement behind you. All these different sayings, all these different lingos. So you could get a CB and then, be driving down the road, and somebody like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, I don't know what they're saying. So, and again, there's no harm in saying, hey, I'm a rookie. I'm not sure what you meant by that. Can you say it again, or can you explain? Don't be afraid, and don't be afraid to ask for clarification. But also realize some of these drivers out here, especially these old school drivers, not all of them are real willing to help. All right, and this is something that I have found. At a truck stop, I asked this one dude, hey, you mind helping me back in? He's like, I don't know if I can say that on here. You can go beep yourself. All right. I was like, all right, whatever. If I hit your truck, oh well. No, I didn't hit his truck. But anyway, but yeah, so number 2, get yourself a CB radio. So I'll show you where mine is. I just have mine right here. I actually took the hooks from a bungee, and this is, instead of buying the $20 whatever doohickey you can pull down like this, I just hang it here, and it swings, it swings, but for me it's not really a distraction. I have it here, and actually, just if it focuses, this is how I use it when I talk. I just grab it like this, and then when I'm done, I just let it go, and it swings. But I have mine set up right here. So, with number 2 and getting the CB, I 100% recommend going to a CB shop and getting it peaked and tuned. All right, you don't have to have them install it into your truck. Most of the things are pretty easy. But go in there and have them peak and tune it. And what that means is they're just fine tuning the frequencies, the power, so you can reach out and listen, or reach out and talk a little bit further than what your stock radio will be able to manage. So number 2, get a CB radio. Right. So number 3, all right, and this is a very tedious process. We do it twice a day, or should be doing it twice a day. All right, make sure you're doing a complete and thorough pre-trip and post-trip on your truck. All right, and you're like, Kep, man, dude, we do them all the time. It's fun. I get out, I kick the tires, I flip the hood, nothing's on fire. Cool, we're good to go. And would I be lying if I said I haven't done one of those style of post trips? Absolutely. But I don't try to half nonchalantly do a post trip or pre trip. They're so important, man. For instance, there was this one morning a few months ago. I noticed one of my trailer tires had something weird going on. We run retread on our trailer tires, and I noticed it was kind of separating just a little bit, and I was like, it seems like kind of normal wear and tear. So I was like, hey, we'll let it ride. Well, 2 hours later, guess what? Had a blowout. It added 2 hours, delayed everything 2 hours, right? From the time I had my blowout to the time I was back on the road. 2 hours went by. That's 2 hours I could have stopped earlier that day. It's 2 hours I didn't have to worry about my plate. It's just, had I just went to the shop that morning at the truck stop, hey, can you at least look at this tire? It could, I'm not saying it would have been avoided, but it could have. You know, they could have been like, oh yeah, that needs to be replaced, or they even could have been like, oh no, that's fine, you know. But the point is, you know, and that's just a blown trailer tire, all right? There's way worse things that could happen. For instance, one of my post trips, my first couple of months, I noticed my oil hub on my driver side steer wheel was leaking, and I'm like, I don't want anything to go wrong with my steers at all right? I've heard horror stories about your steers blowing. That dude is hauling. Jeez, dude, slow down. But again, I don't want anything wrong going on with my steers. But please do a thorough pre-trip, a thorough post-trip. It could potentially just save your life or somebody else's life, all right? They seem mundane, they seem tedious, but they are very, very important, all right? So my fourth tip for rookies out there, learn how to utilize your space, all right? We live in this little tiny box, right? There's not a whole lot of space here, all right? Fortunately, I'm a solo guy. I couldn't imagine doing this in a team environment. So for those that team, hey, hats off to you. I couldn't do it, all right? So I'm gonna kind of walk you through. If you see, my top bunk is actually down up here. So I'm gonna kind of take you through what I do, and this is just something I've kind of learned from the military, is living out of a bag. So let me show y'all what. So if you can see all this, so my top bunk is down, right? And I utilize my top bunk as pretty much my closet, and bag storage. So my actual closet in the truck, other than my towel, I have my Keurig, I have my air fryer, and then like my kitchen bucket, right? And then I have some K-cups and my charging cords, right? So that's my actual closet. Think of my closet for the truck as my pantry, all right? But my closet is my top bunk. And what I like about it is I can close it, right? I can close it. So what I do is, so this right here is my main bag. I'm just gonna show you. I have some extra sheets and bedding right back here. I have a lawn chair here. These are my ready to go clothes. And I'll show you kind of how I fold and everything here. My shower bag, dirty clothes bag. And obviously as this one gets bigger, my dirty clothes bag gets bigger, this one gets smaller, right? This is my like electronics, my laptop, stuff like that. And then actually this right here is just, I bought an Alienware computer. I just haven't thrown the box out. And then that right there honestly has been on my truck since I got my truck, and I haven't touched that bag. So I actually need to throw this out and take that back to the house and leave it there. And then here are my overalls. I like to drive in shorts, and so whenever I get to my cons or shipper, overalls are very good to work in. And so I just, I drive in shorts, I throw my overalls on, and then I'm good to work. And then whenever I get done securing, I come in here. If they're real sweaty, I'll put them up here. If not, then I'll just kind of lay them up here, and then use them again. So, all right, so hopefully y'all can see this. I got something here, but this one duffel bag, all right, and it's a pretty big bag. Not sure if you can see it, but this will hold 3 weeks worth of clothing for me. Again, I reuse my jeans. I don't wash them after every use. So I got, what, two pairs of pants, a pair of blue jeans, 2 pairs of like Magellan fishing shorts. I got that belt in those shorts. I have another spare belt here. And And then the way I fold my clothes, this one kind of came undone. But, so I take it, and one of my socks is missing. Oh, there it is. It must have fallen out. So the way I do it, so I have my shirt, my underwear, and my socks all rolled up, right? I'm gonna try to do this one-handed. It may not work. There we go. So socks, shoes, or sorry, shirt, socks, underwear, all in one roll, right? And they fit and they stack on top of each other, right? So again, I have 3 weeks worth of clothes here. This right here is like workout, loungewear, workout gear, and then I have extra socks and underwear in this little pocket on the back. So once I figure out what I'm doing, wearing or whatever, I put it in my passenger seat. Ellie's not with me. It's winter season, and it's just safer for her to be at the house. Well, my friend's house. I don't have a house anymore. I sold it. So she's not with me. So I put whatever I'm wearing for the next day in my passenger seat. When she's with me, it just goes in my driver's seat. All right. I put whatever shoes I am currently wearing next to where my clutch should be if I drove a standard vehicle. And then my other shoes go in the floorboard of my passenger side. But the biggest thing, number 4, that you can learn how to do efficiently is learn to utilize your space that you have, because we are limited on space. Again, I have 3 weeks of clothes in that, all right? I have a big winter jacket, not in that bag. The winter jacket is up here. I have a rain jacket. I have a hoodie. I mean, I'm prepared for pretty much whatever weather I encounter. I store my Red Wings, their waterproof insulated boots underneath my bunk. I actually that's why I didn't show y'all, because typically before I go home, I organize everything on my truck. I just deep clean my truck. I didn't go and lift up my bunk and organize all my, my straps, my edge. I didn't do any of that. I was kind of burnt out. I was like, man, blank this job. But we're doing all right now. I took 2 weeks off, and it was much needed. So anywho, number 4, space utilization. Learn how to do it efficiently, and it'll be a game changer for you on your truck. So number 5, and this is exactly what I'm doing right now, is find a hobby. All right, you're gonna have a lot of downtime. All right, so for instance, today I parked up a little bit before 4 o'clock, or 1600. All right, I don't have to leave here until 4 a.m. tomorrow. So that's 12 hours of just time. And then you're like, well, Kep, you're gonna sleep. Yeah, I will sleep, but personally, I don't really sleep much more than 6 hours, really. Sometimes if I'm just beat, I'll crash, but on an average, I only get 6 to maybe 7 hours on a good night. So that's still 5 to 6 hours of free time. So what am I gonna do? That's a lot of free time, all right? So find a hobby, all right? These YouTube videos, I'm not super consistent with them. I do a lot more on like TikTok. I go live on TikTok, not every day, but probably 3-4 times a week. And that's fun. I have my Alienware laptop. I game. All right, I got a little internet thing for the truck, and I can play Call of Duty. I can play Apex. I play World of Warcraft. So I game as a hobby as well. But find something to do with your time. I work out. Not a whole lot. And you're like, Kep don't work out. I've seen him. He don't work out. I do work out. I just eat really bad too. Whatever. But no. So, and my workouts are CrossFit based. Again, I'm working out with my chains, my binders, my bungees, my tarps, my dunnage. I'm using what I have on this truck. And if you're interested in seeing kind of like the fitness stuff I do, just leave a comment below. I'll make a video about it. I don't think y'all are real interested in that stuff, but if you are, by all means, I'll make it. But find something to do to fill your time. All right. I'm not a big reader. I listen to audiobooks when I'm driving, but I'm not a big reader. But other than that, man, you're gonna, and people are like, well, if you have downtime, you're not trucking right. Hey, look, not all of us are super truckers out here, all right? Some of us are out here to enjoy ourselves. Yes, it's a job. Yes, we have things we need to accomplish and we have to get done and take care of our responsibilities, but you're gonna have downtime. Find a hobby. Otherwise, your butt's gonna be in that truck stop spending all your monies, all right? Or they're gonna be on Amazon spending all your money. Find a hobby. You'll thank me later. So one bonus tip, all right, and this is something I didn't know until probably 2 months ago, but people are always like, oh, how do you get food to your truck? Like, you know, I'm like, hey, not every Walmart, but most Walmarts will deliver groceries to the truck stop. Now, sometimes it's hit or miss. Not all Walmarts deliver. Some Walmarts that do deliver don't always deliver to a truck stop. But I have found probably 7 out of 10 times they'll deliver to the truck stop. Sometimes they'll deliver it right to your truck. Now, it's kind of difficult for them to find your truck. So typically what I'll do is in the notes, I'll just say, hey, call me when you arrive and I'll meet you up front. All right? Because I don't order, I mean, my refrigerator's like, what, this big? I can't order a whole lot of groceries anyway. And so I just meet them up front, carry them in my truck. All right, so again, the 5 things. Number 1, learn your truck and what your areas look like from your driver's seat. All right, learn what things look, your trailer looks like in your mirrors. Learn where your bumpers are. Learn, you know, just learn your tight corners, your tight movements, your, you know, it's just gonna pay off dividends. All right. Not to say you should always get out and look. If you're hesitant or you're questioning, get out and look. But it will help you in the long run if you can learn what things look like from your driver's seat. Number 2, get a CB radio, especially during wintertime. It could save your life. All right. It's very useful. Number 3, be sure to do a thorough pre-trip and a thorough post-trip. It's super important. All right, and yes, it's tedious sometimes, whatever, do it. All right, it's super important. It's a safety thing. It can save you or your life, or somebody you like, your family, whatever. It can save somebody's life. All right, just do it. Number 4, learn how to utilize your space on your truck, because it's limited, and the more efficient you can store things, just the more organized your truck's going to be, the better suit. It's just good. All right, do it. Dang. And number 5, find a hobby. All right, don't be spending all your money as you work hard for it. Save it up. Wait till you get home to spend it. All right. Find a hobby, something to fill your time. You're gonna have downtime, and if you just sit right here and stare out the window for 6 hours, or you lay back in the sleeper for 6 hours and stare at the freaking lights or whatever, you're gonna go crazy. You're not gonna enjoy yourself. Find a hobby, whatever it is. All right, something you enjoy. And then again, bonus tip: Walmart can, not always, but they can deliver to truck stops. So getting groceries delivered, it just saves the hassle of having the bobtail disconnect, drop your trailer. I don't like dropping trailers just because it's like, what if something happens to it? Like, whatever. Get your groceries delivered, organize your truck, find a hobby, do a good pre-trip, post-trip, get a CB, and learn your truck. All right.